Good morning to our friends, good afternoon, good night to our friends on YouTube. I'm very happy to open another stream today with you. Good morning Justin, good morning Fernando, good morning Felipe, and good morning friends on YouTube. Any questions for today before we start? Justin, Fernando?
No questions here. Just looking forward to seeing or hearing what you have brought to us today.
Thank you. Yes, Justin, I see that you're on the whiteboard. We have here. Do you have a good sound from here? Does the sound arrive well to you?
Yes. Would you like me to read?
Yes. We have, one second, I would like us just to mention what we have. We have one verse from Song of Songs, and then we have Luria's writing, and then we have another article, and we shall discuss things together. So please go ahead. We are just following a request from Joanne. Joanne was asking about this verse from Song of Songs. This song is often mentioned in the Zohar. There are many articles about it. But this is just one entry that we shall do today from Luria, but there's a profound writing about this. So please go ahead, Justin.
Okay, it would be my honor. Okay, Song of Songs, chapter 4, verse 12. A garden shut up is my sister, my bride. A spring shut up, a fountain sealed.
Yes, thank you so much. And
You're welcome.
thank you. Fernando or Felipe, Fernando, can you please read the Hebrew from Song of Songs? Is it possible for you to open microphone at the moment? Maybe not. Okay.
Hello, Eti. Good morning.
Good morning, Rodrigo. We're very happy that you're here. How do you do today?
Oh, I'm fine, Eti. I'm ready to be here also, and I'm ready to participate. And if you need, you know that my Hebrew is not so good, but I can try to read Songs of Songs, chapter 4, verse 12,
Thank
if I
thank you
may.
so thank you so much. Thank you so much because it's only one verse, but it's a great deepness from Luria, so it is a good thing to focus on. Okay, so please read.
Gan, Naul,
Yes.
Gan, Naul, Ahoti, Kala,
Mm-hmm.
Gal, Naul, Mayan, Mayan,
Mm-hmm.
Ratum, Ratum,
Mm-hmm. Thank you so much. Locked garden, my sister bride, locked revelation, concealed stream. This is it. Venus, good morning. We are very happy that you're here. Good morning, Venus. Shalom, shalom. So, what does the the verse, mean here? What is a locked garden? When we think about something which is locked, what comes into mind in general?
we cannot assess.
I cannot assess. This is excellent. This is excellent. This is something that we cannot assess. Let's see what Luria is writing, but please pay attention because I will read 1.5 lines in Hebrew and explain until I will arrive to Gan Naul, locked garden, which is mentioned in Song of Songs. So we shall have to have a bit of patience to see how Luria reads this verse, and his student Rabbi Chaim Vital wrote the secret. Half of the secret is revealed in the writings of Vital the student, and half it is dependent on the reader to find out. Maybe together we can do it. This is an option. Let's see what Luria is writing. Kitvei Ha'ari. Ha'ari is the name of Luria. Yes, Ha'ari. So the writings of Ha'ari, Likutei Torah, collections of the Torah, and the taste of mitzvot, the taste of mitzvot, the good deeds, the taste of good deeds, Seder Bereshit, order of Bereshit, Parashat Vayetze, Likutei Torah, collection of the Torah, Sod, the secret of Jacob with 2 wives. This is part of this article. This is 2.5 lines. This is a secret, so patience. Letter Lamed Aleph, letter 31. Also, if you shall be very accurate. Johan, good morning. Also, if you shall be accurate, please pay attention to the word accurate in Hebrew, tedakdek, dak, very thin, tedakdek, dak is very thin, to be accurate. If we shall add another letter shin, it will be kadosh, but in a different order. So, if you shall be accurate. This is a completely different opening, because you said something that we cannot assess. This is accurate. Let's see how he does see it. Because Aries Tale, now he speaks. Please pay attention. He speaks about the zodiac. Please pay attention, because we shall write it down. Because Aries Tale is grace. Again, Aries Tale is grace. And bull or Taurus is Gevura. Yes. Are you surprised so far, Rodrigo?
Yes, I didn't knew this association between Tale, Aries, and Bull, Short. I didn't knew this association with Gevura and Hesed.
So we shall see. This is quite surprising. This is why I bring for us together, because to think about this together from different perspectives, this is interesting. Because Tale, Aries is grace, Chesed, Veshor, Taurus, Gevura, Veteomim, Teomim is twins. He is who? Veteomim who? And twins he is. Tzurot, Adam, the forms of human. Kanizkar Tikun Tedvav, as it is mentioned in correction or amendment of the Zohar, number 15. Tedvav is 15. Vehu Tiferet. Meaning, again, did we understand what is the relation of twins according to the spheres? Did we?
Tiferet.
Tiferet. Yes. Tiferet. Very good. Sartan, Cancer, is in Netzach. Hagadel b'mei hachesed, which is growing in the waters of grace. Aryeh, lion, who behod. This is why I tend to call hod usually royalty. Again, Aryeh hu behod, and now we are arriving to the secret. Betula, virgin or Virgo. Yesod, foundation. Gan, Naul, locked, garden. Did we understand the picture so far?
Yes.
Shall I make a sketch, or do you have it on your mind? Do you have it, Venus, Joanne? Do you have it in your mind, Justin, Fernando, Felipe? Do you have it in your mind, or shall I draw a picture like the schizza of the tree? Please, I would like to see where you are at, if you can answer me.
Made a relation between the zodiac, the signs of zodiac, Aries to Virgo, and the Sephiroth, right?
Yes.
From Chesed to Yesod. And
Very
so,
good. Chesed to
yes.
Yesod. So how many are from? Let's make. Very good. Very good. Continue to speak. Very good.
So he established that Aries is associated with Chesed, and then Shor with Bull with Gevurah, twins with Tiferet, and Cancer with Netzah, Lion with Hod, and Virgo in Yesod. So we
Very
have
good.
six Sephiroths.
Chesed. Very good. Chesed. This is Taleh. I will write it in square letters like in Hebrew. Chesed. This is Taleh. How do I write areas? Can you help me? In English? Rodrigo?
Aries
Yes?
is Aries, Aries. Aries.
Meaning the lamb, which is the sign of April?
Oh, and that might be spelled differently. I'm thinking Aries. One second.
Okay. Okay, please check it.
Oh, yeah.
Please
Yes,
check.
let me check.
I have to write a better Gmail. 1 second.
It's Aries. I wanted to make sure.
Again.
It's Aries. An extra I in there.
Like this? AR. I may have to make it 1 second. AR.
Yes, Aries.
Yes, thank you. Gevurah. Shor. Bull, Taurus. Yes. And Tiferet. What is in the Tiferet? Rodrigo?
Twins.
What is in Netzach?
Netzah is Sartan, Cancer.
Cancer.
And sorry, what's the word to twins in Hebrew? Sorry, just
Teomim.
okay. Thank you.
Teomim. So, but let's return. He says that why Cancer is in Netzach. Please pay attention. This is the right side, so to speak, of the tree, because the Cancer grows in the waters of grace. He explains the water of grace, of chesed, of the right side of the tree. Do we understand this kind of thinking?
Yes.
Yes. Good. So, and then we move into Hod. And here we have what? Lion. Aryeh.
Yes.
This is the 5th. And the 6th in Yesod. Who is in Yesod?
Virgo.
Betula. So please pay attention. He says that twins has the form of human, Surat Adam, in Tiferet. In the middle of the tree, we have twins, Surat Adam. And who else is in the middle?
Virgo.
Virgo also has a form of a human. Do we understand this kind of thinking? Just give me a sign that you understand this kind of thinking.
I believe that I can get it yet.
It's not that hard so far. So, hello Fernando, good morning. Yes.
Hello. Can you?
Hello. Yes, we can hear
Good
you.
evening.
It's very
Yes.
good.
Thank you. And also, Virgin and twins has the same regent, that is Mercury, right? That is the
Yes, yes. Yes,
same planet.
communication.
Communication, yes.
Yes, please pay attention in twins. According to what we have learned, and Virgo, Yesod, Tiferet and Yesod, who holds those spheres in the terms of the, I don't want to say the patriarch, but the names from Genesis? Who holds twins?
Jacob and Joseph.
Yes, excellent. When Jacob is really a twin. He is a twin.
Yes.
Okay. So, but this is what Luria says. Betula, Yesod, Virgo, Yesod, foundation, Gan, Naul. What is that? What? Why? No, what? Before we continue, why Yesod or Betula or Virgo? Please let's think from different directions. Why Yesod or Betula is locked garden?
T.
Yes.
I don't know the answer, but it's interesting to note that the word Naul has the value of 156. The value of Joseph is associated to Yesod. So the word Naul, locket.
Excellent. Naul, very good. Naul, locked, is 156, like Joseph.
Joseph, yes.
Joseph, very good. Joseph, Yosef. Yeah, this is it. Yes. Now, this is the interesting thing which is not written here, but in many other places when this verse is mentioned in the Zohar. Gan. From what we have learned so far, what is Gan? Gan is garden, but this is, yes, it means garden. But what is the value of Gan?
53?
53. And what this number resonates with? How many portions of the Torah do we have?
Yes, 53, the Parashat.
Yes, we have 53 parashot. This is the garden. Now, but the garden is locked. Who can open the garden? Look at the word Yesod in Hebrew, foundation.
Yeah.
The word Yesod. How do we write the word Yesod?
With a yod and then the word sod, which means secret.
Very good. Yod and then Sod, which means secret. So how can a person have access to the secret. What is the light and what is the vessel here?
Yod?
The yod is
The
what?
covenant.
Yes, I would like to hear you. Yes.
The covenant, yes, it is.
The covenant. Yes. Now, please pay attention that regarding to the New Testament, we have here the Virgin, Betula, Vayesod. When Yesod is also associated with Joseph. Please take those things into consideration. When the value of Betula, what is the value of Betula, Virgin? Betula.
443.
Yes. 443. What is the value of Bet El, the house of God? Bet El, the house of God.
$443.
443, Bet El. So, how can we open the locked garden? How can we open a secret? What is the key to open a secret? We discussed it last night or yesterday. What is the key to open secrets? Which side of the tree? Yes?
Sorry, I didn't join yesterday. I couldn't, but I tend to think that the way to open a secret is through conversation, or
Yes.
also because we can think about this, and from mercy as well,
Yes,
from
from
the
mercy.
hidden, from
Correct. This is it. Now. And here is the where it is locked. It's not for nothing. This is also maybe homework for all of us to think. Afterwards, we have Libra, Moznaim, Akrab, Scorpion, Kashat. How do you say Kashat? The one with the arch in English? Kashat? The archer?
Sagittarius.
Yes.
Sagittarius.
Yes. And then we have Gdi, Capricorn, and then Waterman and Fish. How many signs are mentioned here? One, because here it gets complicated. And then we have Libra, Scorpion, the Archer, Capricorn, Waterman, and Fish. In this order, fish are in the foundation of the Nukba, returning light, the sons of Joseph, and here appears the blessings of Jacob, and they shall be multiple. בקרב הארץ, ויתגאו לרוב בקרב הארץ. What is happening here? So far, we managed, according to the writing here of the student, Chaim Vital, we managed to order the signs according to the sphere, because he wrote them. The student wrote what fits what. It is clear. But suddenly we have here the other half of the year, which contains six signs. And he says the only thing that he opened is that the fish are in the foundation of the Nukba, the returning light, the sons of Joseph.
It is interesting, Eti, that in the zodiac the fishes are in opposite relation with Virgo, right?
Yes.
And it is interesting to think that one is Yesod and the other one is Malchut. The fishes are in Malchut, if I understood well, right? It is.
Yes.
And the symbolism, we can see that one is going up and not the other one is going down.
Yes. So
they are double.
So you said, let's take it, it's not really round, but let's say this is spring, this. So you say Virgo is here. Virgo is in your sword. And you said here fish is in Malchut.
Yes.
Right? Yes? So what do we do?
Yes.
This is the question. How do we order all of this? Because we have here 6 signs on one of, and here we have another 6. So how do we order them? Those 6, yes, yes.
And the human being could be in the middle, right?
Yes.
In the middle of the garden, let's say, in the middle of the circle is the human.
Yes.
So I would say that when we cast a light in one of the sides, we cast a shadow in the other side. You know, if the human being is in the center, when the light is on the fish, on Malchut, on the manifested, we are casting a shadow in the Yesod, in the hidden. And vice versa, when we are looking to the Yesod, maybe if we are not transparent, if we are not little, if we are big, we cast a shadow in Malchut. I'm just thinking in dynamics of light, you know. I don't know if it makes sense to you.
Yes. So the 6, it is here. It is good, this dynamics. So here we have 6 signs. This is the Vav, the 6 that Luria has mentioned. This is the Vav on the tree. And here we have another 6. But how do we order them? Again, here we have, so to speak, we have the 6. And there's another 6. This is Yesod. This is the Vav. Here is Malchut. Malchut is the Hay. And according to Luria's writing, what is happening there? Dagim, Beyesod, the Nukba. Hanukba, this is the Hay. So Dagim, fish, are in the Yesod here. This is fish. The foot of the Hay is the fish. Yesod the Nukba is the fish. Do we understand this kind of thinking?
Yes, I believe I can get it.
question.
The
Yes.
other
Yes.
signs
Yes.
could share spheres.
Like what? Yes, please.
I'm sorry, I'm just trying to connect. I
It
really
is
do
it
not
is
have the
good. It
answer.
is good because we have, this is interesting. There is like six, so to speak. Those according to the, let's say, a north perspective hemisphere. This is another direction of thinking. According to the north perspective, this part is the summer, let's say. From Aries until Virgo, this is the summertime. And this is winter, the other part is winter. But if we look at from the other perspective, this is opposite. This is the masculine, so to speak, because it's winter in the south hemisphere. So this is winter. Please ask questions. Just pay attention how he weave this verse with the fact that locked garden, he mentioned this in his writings, and he locks the secret. Do you understand this parallel writing? He is opening only half of it. He is opening only the upper vav, and the rest is for us to discover. He conceals.
Otherwise, wouldn't be a.
What?
It is interesting because it is a paradox, right? Because if you open everything, or you think that you open everything, you do not have a secret. You do not have yesod. You do not have to. You lock the garden. This is what I feel. We were talking, I think, Saturday with Felipe and Rodrigo, presentially, and we were talking that sometimes people think about symbols as if it were signs, only signs and not symbols. The difference between sign and symbols is that the sign only points to one thing, and it is like a complete thing, like anything that we read. It has a meaning that is determined, turn right is to turn right. It doesn't mean anything beyond that. And a symbol always keep a secret. You cannot how can I say, you cannot take it to the end. So it always have a secret beyond what is said and what is written. So maybe Luria is having the careful to speak that the garden is locked to the one who thinks that what is written is all that is, I don't know it. I'm just.
I was thinking, Fernando, what you said. I was thinking what you said, Fernando, that the sign is a direction. It points you to a certain direction, whereas the symbol causes you to have to go deeper into the meaning, and there's no limit to how deep you can go with the meaning of a symbol.
Yes, Shelton. Thank you for articulating it so beautiful and clear. Yes.
Because the symbol too might change depending on who's looking at it or what day that you look at it. Because the symbol, the meaning could also change based on your perspective and how you approach the symbol.
Yes.
Thank you. Let's see what the Tzemach Tzedek is writing about this, because he is taking an interesting angle, of which we did not mention because we were just looking at Luria's writing without just in the beginning, just entering. This is a discussion of many, many hours. But let's see what the Tzemach Tzedek, he lived in 17th, 18th century, right? About this. This is about the ability to deliver and to have children or to have ideas. Let's see. What does he write and try to get to the understanding what is Yesod the Nukba, the foundation of the Nukba. This is the foot of the hay, but he will speak about it in a symbolic way. And he will open what is the foundation of the masculine and what is the foundation of the feminine, but not biologically as we tend to think, like man and wife deliver children. What is the foundation in the mind? What is the foundation that can speak? What is the foundation that can receive? This is very, very interesting because it is a discussion about the human mind and how does it work. So please have some patience. I'll try to do this. Also, the power or the force or the potential that manage to deliver mulid. Mulid is from yeled, to bear children, to give descendants. That is in a body that influence. Please think symbolically, because the Hebrew is the language from the other side of the river, so it's not physical. So again, also the power or the potential that has the ability to deliver in the body, that influence sperm or seed to deliver in its image and in its mind. It is been taken from the power, the potential, which is managed to deliver, that exists in the nefesh. Nefesh, now not this little lower part of nefesh, but a nefesh which is part of the ruach, which is part of the soul. So here, whenever he says nefesh, we can think about those three dimensions, because he will go to the mind. According to the way, al derech, ayin daled, al derech, that all the powers, forces which are dressed in the body from the nefesh are being taken from the nefesh. Nefesh is an aspect of the soul, which is partially revealed and partially concealed, which is an aspect of revealing of the concealment, as it is known, and the matter of the power or the ability to deliver in the nefesh, it is the one that will influence spiritual influence from the essence of the soul, exactly like as resemblance to the power to deliver in the body that influences to deliver body as well. And to understand and to educate and articulate a bit the quality and the essence of this spiritual power which is managing to deliver in the soul, it will be understood according to what is happening from the power of delivering that is in the dressing of the soul, like in the mind. And here comes an example. And from this we can see that with the influencing of mind, sechel, this is the main thing here. From influencing mind, sechel, from maskilim, those who are educated. Here it is. Of influencing a mind from a rabbi, from a teacher to a student by speaking. This is the external dressing, has in it the power to deliver, the power that manages to bear children, הכוח המוליד from ילד. And this is called יסוד דדחורה, the foundation of the male. Do we understand what is the foundation of the male in the mind? What is the foundation of the male in the mind? Can you please speak? Did you understand so far? What is foundation of the mind? Fernando,
Is the
Rodrigo,
ability-
yes?
I will take a chance, Eti, but if I understood, is the ability to deliver ideas,
Yes.
maybe.
Yes, yes. The ability to speak and to deliver idea. This is the element which is called Yesod Didhura, the foundation of the male in Aramaic. This is the ability to speak and to articulate ideas, and this is in the human mind. בהיות שיש חכם שאין לו. There are people who are wise, and here he will continue. There are people who are wise. בהיות, I move here the cursor, I would like us to see. He says, בהיות שיש חכם, there is a wise man, שאין לו כוח זה להשפיע. There are people who are wise, but they don't have the potential to influence wisdom to their friends. Though he this wise man understand batuv, in goodness to himself, because he doesn't have a vessel of Yesod to explain and articulate the mind according to the value of the smallness minded of the student. Do we understand that?
Yes.
Yes.
Beautiful, Eti.
Yes? So now he speaks about Yesod Didhura, the foundation of the male. This is in the mind, this is not physical. A person who can articulate ideas and explain them to students, they have this Yesod Didhura. There are people who are wise. There are people who are capable to learn, but but for themselves. They don't have this developed. They don't have Yesod, they don't have foundation of a male in their mind. They cannot speak to another person. Do we understand this distinction?
Yes.
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 Crystal clear. Yes.
Very good. So he says, we speak about now the wise man who doesn't have Yesod. He doesn't have the vessel of Yesod. En lo kli ha-Yesod, to explain and to articulate the mind according to the value of the student vessel. But he understand and achieve according to his achievement, and he cannot find any advice in his soul how to descend and to dress this kind of thinking in combinations of letters, in different letters, according to the way the students understand. And this is because he doesn't have so much influence vessels, except of his essence, which is only, and I will say something in Aramaic, but please excuse me, bechinat, the element of train bein. Train bein in Aramaic, train is two. Two bein, it means testicles in Aramaic. Testicles in Aramaic. Here he explains, this is parallel to netzach vehod, which is advisor. how shall be the influence and the Yesod foundation. It is the body of influence. Do we understand?
Yes,
Yes.
it is clear.
And there is a little wise in this wise that doesn't have the vessel, that his vessel of Yesod is greater, because he can explain and articulate the mind until a little baby can understand, because he has the ability to multiple words, to enlarge the topic, to make it tasty, to make it pleasant with different combinations. And this is what they say in the Kabbalah books, that Parnasei Hador, the providers of the generations, they are from the elements of Yesodot. And this is what it's written, Moshe Shafir Ka'amart. Moshe was from Yesod, Yesod the Abba. Okay? This is it. This is why he could influence and explain the Torah. I hope I did not go too far with this reading.
It is amazing. You can follow.
Now he will continue. Why did I bring this text? Because he speaks about the Yesod the Abba, the wise man who has the Yesod. He can explain and articulate ideas to other people. This is from the teacher perspective. But the student, he has to have a vessel. And the vessel of the student, and here we arrive here to Luria. It's a long journey today. What is the vessel to receive wisdom? Yesod.
Malchut, maybe?
Yes. Yesod the Nukba. Yes, Yesod the Nukba. This is the vessel to receive here. This is Yod Shel Yesod. If a person is wise, he has it in his mind, he can influence words. But the student or the receiver has to have Yesod the Nukba. He has to have, so to speak, the vessel to receive it. Otherwise, the Yesod can speak until the infinite, but there is no vessel to receive. So, yes.
So there is two different vessels, because one is the Yod Yesod, those who explain, who grasp this wisdom from above, they need to have this vessel in Yesod, the Yod in Yesod, because they need to, how can I say, to get this wisdom and transform in words that can be comprehensible, words that can be understood to the students. And so this is the vessel in Yesod to receive this wisdom and pass to the students. And the students, there is another vessel in the foot of the Rei, in the foot of the Nukva, the Yesod of Nukva, to receive this wisdom from the teacher or those who explain. I don't know if
Yes.
I don't know if
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes.
Sorry.
Yes. He said there are people who are wise, but their wisdom in a way is split to both sides. To Netzach, can I speak about this frankly?
Yes, please.
Yes, of course.
I'm going
please.
to be a bit frank, so please excuse
Yes,
me.
please, go ahead.
There are people who are wise, but the wisdom, as he said, in a way is split. Is split between Netzach and Yesod to himself. A person who is wise to himself, he doesn't have the body of Yesod. First of all, he doesn't have the body because he's not in the middle. If he, yes. please.
And I didn't mean to interrupt. I'm
No,
sorry. I can speak later.
no, please.
To make an analogy, it is like the one who have a great idea but cannot share with others, like to have a great project but cannot make it to the world. You know, to he didn't have the yesod, the capability to transmit to others, right? It lacks yesod.
He cannot
The
believe.
Yes, it the in the text it is written like the lashpia, the ratzon lashpia, the will to influence the others to make the world better. Let's say just an analogy to what you are speaking, because it is like a teacher that found a great idea but just found the great idea. He's satisfied, you know. He's satisfied only with the idea. He cannot take it to the others. So he do not have yesod, the that is the connection, right?
He cannot deliver because he's not in the middle. To deliver it, to pass, to share this idea, he should have in the middle, the human column, the middle column, the column of Yesod and Tiferet.
At we cannot hear you.
Hello?
Now,
Now
yes,
yes.
Yes, okay. Like Luria says, who is in Yesod, who is in Tiferet? Tiferet is the twins, Tzurat Adam or Jacob. Yesod is the Virgo. Also, he had this experience with the Potiphar. So he was in a way Virgo, so to speak, yes? So we see in the middle, Tzurat Adam. So I would even go further. A person who is wise to himself, according to this definition of Tzurat Adam and what we learn in Shabbat with Joanne and Bereshit bara Elohim, those three words that comes in the upper spheres. And Bereshit bara Elohim, we explained it. 1 second. I would like to connect. Here we have, so to speak, the upper three. And we said Bereshit, Chochmah. Sorry for, I want to pour everything. Just 1 second. Slowly. Bereshit. This is in wisdom, Chochmah. Bara. In Sfirat Binah. And Elohim is in Da'at. Da'at is in the middle. Da'at, please pay attention. Da'at, and then we have Tiferet, and then we have Yesod. So a person, this is very interesting, because a person who doesn't have Yesod as an element, he is not in the middle. Rodrigo, in a way, if he doesn't have Yesod, he doesn't have Tiferet, and he doesn't have Da'at. He is split between Netzach and Hod.
It's very interesting. I was just thinking earlier about Bereshit bara Elohim, the very beginning. The reason why we're all here is for God to make a house. And God and Elohim received, give to us, all the way down to Malkut. You saw and went through the different stages like you're showing here. It's very beautifully drawn, written out. That many times we have this, we learn something, and we want to tell it the whole world, but look around and there's no one to tell. And it's like it sits inside of us, but we have this desire to want to have a conversation, to share it with someone else. Just like God desired to have a conversation and share everything that is contained in the eternal God with the world, wanted to share it with someone else because there's so much to share, so much to give. But in order for the teacher to give, the teacher must receive in order to give to the student. And both must be able to hold the knowledge. Many times I've gone to people and tried to share something with them, and they just look at me with these eyes, and I can just tell that they're not getting it. They're not there. They cannot hold what I'm trying to tell them. And it's not easy sometimes finding someone that you can just converse with and share what you have inside with, and who honestly will be able to receive that knowledge. To see it all mapped out here, and even in the heavenly realms, all the way down to us, and as God brings us along little by little, to become more and more a vessel that can hold this light that God wants to share with us. Kind of sums up the reason why we're here and what the whole process of what we're doing here on this earth is to become more and more a vessel that we can hold more and more of the light of God that God wants to share with us. Yeah, and Joshua being called the son of Nun, and Nun being a word for fish. And through Joshua, the son of Nun, the promised land, they led everyone into the promised land, because Moses could only go so far, could only go this far with the covenant. But the Joshua, the son of Nun, brought the rest of everybody actually into the promised land, into the place where we could dwell. So it's just very beautiful. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. He had the Yesod of Nukba. Yes, Joshua had it. The son of Nun. Yesod. Yes.
It is
Yes.
interesting, Justin, if I may, just to add a little, because I was thinking about Moses, and Justin brought this idea of Joshua, and I think that Midrash explains that Joshua, he was like a prince, like the others, like he was one of the greatest of the people of Israel.
Yes.
Instead of, of being a prince, in the desert, he was the one to serve Moses. He is the one who like make the little things, like he cleans the house for Moses. He is very humble, Joshua, right? He wishes to serve Moses because he knows that Moses is the one. And the other ones, they live like princes, in their tents. I think I remember this story about Joshua. So he was very humble and very. He was not willing to have a great role, you know. And I think that the process of creating a vessel is first to be a good student, to say something to the others. First is we need to learn how to listen, I think. In every situation to have a good ear for the others. I think that is the way to connect with the hidden. And it makes me remember about Moses' story as well, because in the plagues that last week we learned so many beautiful things. In chapter 5, he's complaining with God that he is following the orders, but the people are suffering, right? So he is a listener, but now he wants to speak to God, it is the moment that he is turning the key and he's speaking. Well, listen, I'm not happy with what is happening, right? And this is the moment where God speaks that He is Hashem, He is Yod He Vav He, and just before that He is speaking as Elohim. So I think that we have this dynamic of listening, of learning first how to listen and to fulfill what we listen, and maybe somehow in some manner this key change to be speaker. I don't know if I make myself clear. I'm just taking what Justin said, and I don't know if it makes sense, but
Yeah, I wanted to add to what you just said, and I understood what you were saying, Fernando. I think the the you can't go where you haven't been. You can't teach what you don't know. The call is first to come and then to go. It's first to listen, then to speak. Um, you come in before you go out. This is also the way I interpret what you both said thus far.
Thank you. Rodrigo, would you like to say something?
No, I just listen, Justin, Fernando, and Shelton, and try to put in order these ideas. But in fact, that you brought to us a lot of elements, and there is a lot of questions on my mind because we started to talk about Song of Songs, verse 12, and a locked garden, and I try to understand how to open this garden yet. And I just listen carefully, all of you, and I just try to understand who who can open this garden. And I still thinking about this, and there is a lot of questions on my mind. But it's a great uh, session to all of us, I'm sure. Thank you very much, Ed.
Thank you. Look what happens while we speak. When you sowed, because we were thinking how to arrange, because until you sowed, Luria arranged the zodiac, but from Yesod only he mentions the fish, which is the fruit of the hay. And well, what shall we do with the other signs or symbols? Look what comes. Yesod. I will repeat and then we can articulate it in the mind. Yesod. This is foundation. Foundation. Yesod is how much? Value? 80.
80.
So we write like this: Yod dash Sod, secret. Secret for itself. What is the value?
70.
70. 70. And how much is Yesod?
80.
No, sorry, Yod of Yesod is 10. Now 70 secret. 70 minus the Yod, minus the 10, we are at 60. Without the 0, 6. And then we have Vav, and then we have the 6 others. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It comes in this way. We could say we can divide it, the hay itself we could divide in a way to 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, when fish is also here. But this is it. It is secret minus the Yod, and then we have the 60. And this is the relation to the other 6.
So, Eti, could we say that the other 6, they were all of them in Nukba also?
Yes. Yes. Because if we look at, this is interesting, if we look at the hay, usually the hay is 5, yes? But if we look at the hay as 5, plus the Yesod itself, like we say the Kolel itself, plus the foot, which is 10 or 1, and then we have 6. Like, in a way, the Nukba is also Malchut and Shabbat. Shabbat, so if we count again, we have here, in a way, let's say the 6 days of, now it's another draft, yes? We have the 6th day of creation, and here we have the 7th, Malchut, or Shabbat. Shabbat holds the hay, holds the whole 6 together. So Malchut, in a way, can be as considered as 5, but she can also be considered as 7s, because we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Because the Bible says, and this is another, I hope you have another minute, Yom HaShishi, the 6 days, Yom HaShishi, Vayechulu Hashamayim V'ha'aretz. The 6th day, Vayechulu Hashamayim V'ha'aretz, the 6th day, and the heavens and the earth are completed. Yom HaShishi. First of all, abbreviation is Ya. Yom HaShishi. Because the 6 is the connector. The Yesod is the connector. And the firmament or the heavens are complete, and also Haaretz. Malchut is ready. And then there's a connection. So, again, 1 second, let's move it here. This is Yesod. The Sod, the secret of Yesod, is being delivered here. The Sod itself, the 70, is being delivered here to Malchut. Here. Because there is a giver, and there is the foot of the hay is the receiver. Here it is, so to speak, the 7th day. But from Luria's perspective, do we understand this? How there is a movement between the 5 and the 5 is the hay. According to Luria's thinking, the 6 is here. When we count from Chesed, it is the 7th. So you see the sequence like sometimes in Binah. In Binah we have, in a way, the upper hay, which is 5, and sometimes this is the 50, which is the Jubilee or Nun. or sometimes it's the 8th day, depends of how we look at it. So do we see this kind of counting?
Yes.
Thank you. I hope I did not go too far today. Questions?
No, it's very, very beautiful. Thank you. The giving and the receiving that we do as we learn and we share is really like a microcosm or macrocosm, a microcosm of the macrocosm, or a little part of what the big part, what God does for everything, shares, and all the greatness that God is for all the world. And each of us, as we receive, we will share with others. The secret of the garden seems to be just to be a vessel, almost to be able to share with others. Uh, this because this whole tree and everything in it, the structure or the backbone of the whole universe is represented here. I heard it once said that the our horoscope is the window through which our soul is sent into us on the day we were born. And it's interesting that they overlap the horoscopes with the as you did here with all the way down, and how we can see how this relates to all of us from us being born into this world, and and as we learn and we relate to others more and more, the secrets that God wants to share with the world. Because it's not good for each of us to hold this knowledge inside and only keep it for ourselves. It's meant to be given to us to be shared with other people. In order to do that, we must have more vessels and more vessels going. And as more and more people, as we pass the knowledge down further and further, more and more of God is glorified in the process. Because I think this is what God intended for us all to be, to share in the knowledge that God wanted to share. Because God could have kept all this knowledge to itself. Didn't have to share. God didn't need anything. Uh, but God chose to do this, have this conversation with all of us, to share with the world everything. And it's beautiful to see it all mapped out here as you've done today. So thank you for that.
Thank you. Fernando?
I'm glad as well. Thank you so much for opening. I have questions yet, and I am thinking it is it it is beautiful. We have like two parallels stories in this class. We had the ideas of the Mazal, of the relation with the tree of life, and we also had the idea about that the Mazal is partially manifested and partially hidden, and to unlock the tree of life is needed the Yesod. This is what I understood. And the Yesod you explained to us that is the ability to enter in a conversation, to be in relation with other people, and to have the will to influence, to make good things. It's the ability to dress the hidden wisdom in different dresses to fit with the student. This is the one who has the ability of Yesod, maybe. And I'm still wondering about the hidden aspects of Mazal, because we have that phrase, and I know that we passed long our time here, and I don't want to take your time, but we have that phrase that Ein Mazal LeIsrael, right? The science doesn't have effect on the tree of life on Israel, and because everything is connected, right? It is not unilateral thinking. It is where somebody that is connected with the tree of life is walking, he is walking with the entire universe. So he is not locked in one sign, let's say. But I'm just articulating and thanking you for the opportunity to articulate these ideas, because it makes it easy to grasp what you are speaking and to collect these sparks. And I thank you so much, Eti.
Thank you. Just
Thank you, Eti.
thank you.
Thank you, everyone.
Just 1 second, Fernando. You said En Mazal Israel. Yes, because
Yes.
I was thinking about it in the preparation, because we were speaking from Chesed, and so to speak downwards, the manifested. En Mazal Israel, because Israel is the Yod, is wisdom in this case, according to Luria. Yeah.
Oh, I
This
got
is
it. Yes.
En
Okay.
Mazal Israel, because Jacob and below you have the zodiac, and you have time and space. Yes, because this is the manifested. Why En Mazal Israel? Because it's an abstract mind. Abstract mind is above the zodiac, above time and space. This is what is the meaning of there is no luck or zodiac or to Israel. Do you understand?
Yes. Thank you, Eti. Thank you.
Welcome.
Yes.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm really honored to have this conversation with you, because it is very, very different from what we usually accustomed to open things, but now half of the things are concealed. So I thought
Yes.
it
Like
might
the
be,
text.
yes, like the text, so to do it as it is, and this is true. So thank you so much, and we can meet here tomorrow at the same time.
Great, Eti. And Rosh Chodesh Sameach to
Oh,
everybody.
yes, Rosh Chodesh Sameach. Happy good months to everyone. Shalom, shalom.
Thank you, everyone. Have a great day.
Shalom, shalom.
Thank you, everyone. Shalom, shalom. See you tomorrow. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Shalom,
Thank you so
shalom.
much.
Shalom, shalom.